am super excited for our show today. We are going to be talking about what men want and what women want. And I have two amazing women, two experts in this field. I have the beautiful Miss Ivy, who is the royal flush girl on the World of Poker on Fox television. And she's single, and obviously she's beautiful and smart, and is starting her own skincare line, and she's just fabulous. Yes. And we have the ultimate matchmaker, Miss Gina Hendrix, she is the matchmaker and connector to all the stars, the billionaires, everyone. She knows how to connect people and help people find love. She has a 98% success rate with people finding love. And she also wrote one of my most favorite books, Stop Being a Bitch and Find a Boyfriend. And get a boyfriend. Hi, Gina. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing great. So we're excited to hear how you work and how it works with your past experience with your clients and people wanting and finding love.
Well, let's see. How much time do we have? So, I started my company in 2008 with just a passion to connect people, and how I got into this specific niche of where I work mostly with billionaires, multimillionaires, and celebrities is, I learned very early on that even the men with beer budget still had champagne taste.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So I just felt that, it was just a better business to work with a small group of select clients at a premium price rather than try to work with everybody.
Yeah.
And that also allows me to turn down guys that I don't like, that I don't think I could help in some way, or that women aren't going to like,
Yeah.
And so because I think it all for me starts with quality control out of the gate, which is the guys I agree to work with, the women I'm finding for my guys. I think that, for me, is my recipe for success.
Okay, that makes complete sense. That must be nice. You can pick and choose, right? Because you know who's going to be willing to, bend or be nice or whatever it takes. What. And well, now since you work with a lot of men, we all want to know, what are the main things they really want and they're really looking for all those ladies out there? What do men really want?
Certainly different men want different things, that's for sure. But here, this is something that I have actually just learned recently and find it so fascinating, that a lot of women, when they fill out profiles for me, because, all the women are personally hand selected, and then, we invite them to fill out a profile for me. And so when they fill out the profile, a lot of times they skip over, I've already spoken to them on the phone before they fill out the profile. So I already know that they're smart, they're accomplished, they've done a lot.
Yeah.
But yet when they fill out the profile, they kind of just dumb it down a bit. They're not putting on the profile all the great things they've accomplished. And so when I've asked them about this, they say, oh, well, I've never met guys that were interested in my accomplishments or how smart I am or my career achievements and anything like this. And I'm like, really? And so what I've learned is, when a man is looking, at least the guys I work with, when a man has accomplished a lot in his life, and there's exceptions, but for the most part, when a man's accomplished a lot and he's a high achiever, he wants a woman, if he sees you for the long term. Now, if he sees you for the short term, he might not care. But if he's looking for a long-term partner, he wants a woman who also has accomplished big things.
Yeah.
Because he wants to be proud of her.
Right.
So, I would say with the kind of guys I work with, they certainly want a woman who's bringing her A game in every way. She keeps herself together physically, her body's in shape, she looks great, and she's smart and interesting, and she's not just arm candy. So for me, that it's got to be all of that.
Okay. So don't walk around with nails like this. I'm going to go get my nails done.
Do it like this. This is what
Well, my mom gave me some great advice, but she always said, honey, just feed them and give them sex. And so that was always, like, men can be simple like that. Yes, once you start dating or whatever, to keep them happy, those are two very important things, right? Feeding and sex.
Yes.
Intimacy.
I know you're a firm believer in that. We've talked about that.
I am a firm believer in that. I think it's very important.
Yep. I don't think it's, here's the thing, I don't think it's unimportant.
Yes.
Absolutely not. I think that, I don't understand these couples that are, and I guess life, but, you have to really make sure that you make time to have sex. I mean, these people that get into relationships and all of a sudden, like, there's no sex. It's like,
right.
I mean, this is why so hard to get there in the first place. You need to, like, make an effort to keep that thing alive.
I need that for intimacy. Like, if I don't have that and I'm not intimate, then I just kind of shut down a little bit. Like, I need to connect.
Absolutely.
And
my motto is put out or get out.
There you go. Can you talk to my boyfriend, please?
Really, like, the store's been closed for a while, but when it was open.
Oh my gosh, yeah. No, definitely. Is there, I'm getting like into really intimate now, but I don't know if you talk about this with your clients, but do your clients ever say, hey Gina, what's important to me is I need to have sex at least this many times a week? Do you ever hear that? Like, does a guy say, this is important to me, I need to have sex, at least 5 times a week or once a week, or hey, I'm good with once every 2 weeks? Like, is there a number?
No, we never talk about numbers.
Okay.
But what's interesting is that the guys talk less about that to me than the women. I've noticed that when the women fill out profiles for me, a lot of times sex and being sexual and finding a compatible sexual partner is very important to the women. Mm-hmm. If it ends, sometimes I believe it's because it just wasn't happening in the bedroom. Mm-hmm. Now, she doesn't know that that's the reason. She may believe, oh, he just wanted to have sex with me. I don't believe that's it. I believe that the sex was mind-blowing. He would stick around.
Interesting. Yeah, for sure. So how important to you as a woman is sex?
I think it's actually on top of my priority list.
Isn't that funny? Because you're saying that about women. Yeah. You're saying that. And if you would have asked me years ago, I would have thought it's the opposite. I would say, well, women don't care about that as much. Men are the ones that care about that. But I think I'm on the other side now, and I feel like it's very important. And maybe it's just age. I'm older now. But I think it's like super important to be intimate.
And I think the guys think it's important too. I just think that men are a little bit more hesitant to maybe talk about it in mixed company.
That's what it is. Yeah, they don't want to say it. It's super important, but they don't want to tell you it's that important, right? Because you're a lady and they're, trying to,
But I do find it like women are more sexual, though, and for my most experience, it's usually like I'm more sexual.
Yeah, like men. You're the one initiating it more.
Exactly.
But do you think that's because you're with older guys?
No.
I was thinking.
All ages.
No, I'm just saying because for me, I'm with like the people I'm talking about. They're not. I'm talking 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. But I'm just wondering if you would still have that same experience if you're with someone like 25 or 30, where you would have, more stamina or something. Maybe it's like an age thing. I don't know. Is it? Could it be?
I think maybe it does vary person to person. Obviously, I think there are those people that are more sexual than other people.
Okay. Well, thank God for Viagra.
I see Alice.
See Alice. Hey guys, don't be ashamed. Let me tell you, this is one thing. Guys, like some guys, I have friends that have husbands and stuff that they're afraid and ashamed to use Viagra or Cialis. And I'm like, no, like your wife is going to, I don't say love you more because they love you, but they're going to love it. Like, don't ever feel like that. Like, this is something that's going to better your relationship. So guys out there, please use it. If you need it, please use it. It's going to make your life happier. Happy wife, happy life. Anyways,
that's true.
Yeah.
Now, one thing I will say, just to recap like about the sex thing, because I don't want women to get the wrong idea. Because a big mistake a lot of women make is they will try to have sex with a man too soon, because a lot of times they're trying to sort of move the relationship along and kind of seal the deal. Which men don't feel the same way about that type of thing. Like, it's not necessarily going to seal the deal with him. He may continue to have sex with you, but it doesn't mean you're going to be his girlfriend or in a relationship. And I talk to so many women who are constantly, they get their feelings hurt because they slept with a guy and hoping it would turn into a relationship, and then it didn't, and then they're disappointed. So when they say, well, when should we sleep together? I usually say, sleep with them when you are comfortable in the relationship, when you know where you're at in the relationship, and as long as you sleep with them, and if it doesn't work out tomorrow, you're not going to have your feelings hurt.
You're not going to be heartbroken.
Then by all means, sleep with them. Right. But if you're going to sleep with them and then it doesn't work out and you're going to be heartbroken, may not want to sleep with them.
Right. No, that's great. That's good advice. Definitely. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
I tried.
So, Ivy.
Sleeping with them?
No. I'm going to try to get off that subject. Besides sex, what do women want? You know, being a young, beautiful, single woman, what do you look for in a man? What do you want your guy to be?
Well, I guess like I travel a lot, so I've seen from across the board. But mainly, like, I love guys who are like compassionate, and there's something to say about that, and like just like a gentleman.
Yes.
You know, like, you can be so hot. Like, I've dated the hottest guy, but there's like really nothing behind it.
No
or
substance. Yeah.
They're not highly intellectual. So I'm the type that needs to be stimulated, like, in my mind.
Yeah.
Not just physical, but also, you know, mentally.
Yeah.
So if there's something we can talk about and we can like chat about, like the silliest thing to like, you know, like politics.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like, you know, touchy subject.
Yeah.
But
just make sure you're on the same page.
Exactly.
I've seen divorces when you're not on the same page, so make sure you're on the same page.
Or aliens, you know, like I've talked about that. Or, you know, playing chess and sports. That's like important to me now.
Yeah.
Like back in the day when you're in your teens, it's like, you know, anything goes. You just want to love people.
Yeah.
But now that you're growing older and like stability is important and like just, what is it, the 3 C's they said. Have you heard of that?
No.
Gina, have you heard of the 3 C's? It's connection, chemistry, what's the other one?
Communication.
Communication. There you go. You heard.
I knew that one. I knew that's got to be communication.
Those 3 are important. Not so much about the looks anymore. When you were younger, you know, that's kind of like what you go for.
Yeah.
And then once you start like getting into relationships and getting the knowledge of what's going to be better for you in the long run, you get to know what you want versus what you need. Kind of thing. So I'm still in that middle ground of trying to give up what I want for what I need.
Yeah, and what you need is important. Exactly. That's what you should go with. But it's
Ivy, wouldn't you say that, I don't know, maybe you wouldn't say, but that it's also important for a man to, maybe let me phrase this a different way. Don't you think that like a man who buys you things it's nice, but isn't it nice to have also a man who actually, because I hear this a lot from women, who also is like willing to like push up his sleeves and like do stuff for you beyond just throwing money at it. Do you know what I mean? Like, shows up, can be counted on.
Yeah, you know, like you've introduced me to people before, and it's nice to have nice things. Like, we all know that.
Yeah.
We want to be spoiled.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, those nice things I get tired of.
Yeah.
It's like just another purse, just another shoes. But then what they do for you, which is like act of service. Right?
Yep.
Like
some men find it easier just to give financially, and not emotionally.
Exactly.
Well,
they use the money as a substitute a lot of times.
I'll tell you, when my boyfriend gets up, when I'm sitting down after we eat dinner, and he gets up and picks up my plate, picks up his plate, picks up the kid's plate, and starts doing the dishes,
you fall.
I want to take him to the bedroom right then and there, okay?
You're like, that's sexy.
It's so sexy. Or he goes in and he fixes something for me, or he tells me, go sit down, I'll bring you a glass of wine, or why don't you go do this? Like that to me is the best foreplay ever. That's like, I will say though, gifts are good foreplay. Gifts are good foreplay too. But just those little things, ladies, I mean, if you're cooking, then men, you clean, or vice versa, or chipping in, you know, picking up, saying, you know, let me go run and pick up the kids, or let me run and do your shopping, or I don't know, just not be a little bitch, but, you know, really help out.
Offer to genuinely help make your life easier.
That's what it is.
And I don't mean necessarily financially. I mean just helping.
Yeah.
Just like, you know, I know one woman who was telling me, and this man was incredibly wealthy, and she said that she was they'd been out a few times dating, and he seemed to be really into her, but she was like, oh, I'm just really stressed right now, you know, I'm in the process of moving, I've got to pack, and I've got to blah blah blah, all this stuff. And he was like, oh, okay, well, you know, let me know when you're settled, and you know, and we'll get together again, or whatever it was.
Yeah.
But she said he had just offered to like show up and help in some way.
Yeah.
That would have been so much more. I could care less about the dinner he's going to take me to, or even the trip to Tulum after. It's like I was in a crisis, and I was so stressed, and he could have made my load a little lighter just by showing up and offering to help. You know what I mean?
For sure, 100%.
Opportunity.
Yes. Are you listening, guys? Okay.
The little things.
Yes, the little things.
Little things.
Yeah. All right, guys, we are going to continue this talk, and you're going to see it next week, and we're going to be back telling you our juicy stories of our dating experiences and Gina's experience with some crazy dating advice and stories that she has. So make sure you come back and watch us next week for some juicy stuff, and we're also going to have some new tips for you guys and girls. Thank you, ladies, so much. And thank you guys for tuning in. And please make sure you click on the little bell and subscribe. And then until next week, we'll see you later. Bye.